I hate this chair. I generally hate this chair. I was like, oh, let me build a new set. Well, first of all, let me make a YouTube set originally, and let me get a cool chair. Still don't have a fucking cool chair. I mean, the blanket's not there because the chair is ugly. The chair is ugly. It's uncomfortable. The blanket's there because I get cold when I'm trying to edit. You know what I'm saying? I need to bundle up. But I hate these fucking chairs. Why do we think gaming chairs need to look like racing chairs and that makes them comfortable? It's not. Look at this. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not comfortable right now. I'm not. How are you guys comfortable? How do you guys put up with this? I want a big red chair. But then I'm like, maybe sometimes I don't want it to be red. So I was like, let me just get a neutral chair. But then I find ones that have like fixed legs. And I was like, well, what if I want to spin and I get active and I want to, you know what I'm saying? I need to figure something out. But then I don't want to spend a lot of money on a chair. So what am I going to figure out? I need to figure something out because you can tell this is driving me crazy. But today, that's not what we're here to talk about. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about. Let's go. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Get a little excited. You know, had some sugar today. I get a little crazy in front of the camera. I get excited to talk to you, everybody. And let's get to the video. I've been asked by the people who have got into anime through me or want to get into anime through me to recommend some anime. And I was like, cool, I could do an anime starter pack. I'm the guy for this job because not only am I going to be able to recommend you some anime to watch, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to tell you what anime to not watch. So I'm going to balance them out, put out a video here, recommend, put out a video there where I'm saying don't recommend. We all could be copacetic and everyone can become anime fans from here on out. And I would like a thank you after that. You're welcome. I'm not saying one is better than the other, that you should watch first, this and that, and third. I'm just saying if someone's getting into anime, manga, start them off easy. You know, everyone's different, so you can start people off in different ways. But for me, I like to start people off in a safe environment, something that's not too crazy out of there, not too much fan service, not too much of those anime quirks that we're all used to because we've been watching this since kids, but someone else hasn't, so they really don't understand it. Something with good art style, an important story, a meaningful story, things that make sense. Not too far out there, but not too far away. Things like that. So the first anime I'm going to recommend is kind of like a no-brainer. And people are going to be like, oh, yeah, of course you're going to recommend this one. Well, you know what? This is the one I like to recommend to people because of what I do. I always say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood first. It has to be. My number one seed, top of the roster, number one draft pick, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not to get confused with the first series that came out labeled Fullmetal Alchemist that didn't follow the exact trend of the manga. We get the story that follows the exact plot written by the author. Let me just say, this is a brilliant piece of fiction that anyone can enjoy, whether you want to keep watching anime after this or not. This story puts us in the early 1900s, 1911, I think, if I'm not wrong from my Googles. And it feels very similar to what we would think 1911 would feel like, other than chemistry never took off. Except what came before it was alchemy, and alchemy stood as the power system of this world. Alchemy became the power system that drove the industrial livelihood of this world, the scientific progress of this world. There's so many different alchemists in this world, just like there's so many different scientists in our world. And it just so happens that our main two characters are young alchemic prodigies who, as young naive boys, tried the most taboo alchemy of them all, which basically means they try to do human reincarnation, if I'm saying that correctly. See, these boys lost their mother while they were young and their dad was a no-show, so through their depression they try to bring her back. They studied and studied for a long time. They went, found a teacher, and learned how to perfect their alchemy even more than they already started naturally. And after that mistake went totally chaotic, because it did go totally wrong, because you can never bring a soul back. What is the price of a soul? Who knows? And they didn't know. And through this world of alchemy, we learned early on to get, you had to give. And they were forced to give up parts of their own body as payment for even trying, for even attempting human reincarnation. Because we learned in the series that there is always a toll to pay, which now forces them to join sides with the military as alchemic dogs. Excuse me, Edward joined the military. Alphonse is just tagging along because Edward's the older brother, and he's like, let me take this responsibility on my shoulders so they can't control you, and you're not governed to follow the military's orders, because the military does use alchemists basically as weapons of mass destruction in a country that's governed by its military and is very warfare orientated. So as the boys are trying to take advantage of the military and use the abundance of knowledge in their libraries and meeting the other alchemists within the military that they can learn from to try to undo what they did to themselves, all while keeping it a secret, all while the military is using them as well. There's so many twists and turns and conspiracies going on with this military state, which also draws us to a roster. I mean a roster of legendary characters. And I'm talking about legendary goated status just on style points alone. On all sides, the protagonists and the antagonists and the people that tread the line in the middle on the redemption stories. There's so much to pull from. But the main thing that I love about this story is it gets people who aren't used to anime get used to the funny nuances where we can get through a really dark moment and have a laugh, have some comedy, some lighthearted moments, and just to find a balance of it all, which I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood does amazingly. It doesn't teeter and totter on one side more than the other. And that's something I want people to understand when they get into anime, that this isn't just two guys punching each other in the face, yelling really loud for two to 5 episodes. These productions of art have really compelling storylines where it's relatable for life lessons. And when recommending anime, I really want to get that point across, because that's what I take away from anime. The fights are fun. I love to see the choreography. I'm a fighter myself, so I love seeing those things. Having cool fights mixed into a cool world, mixed into a cool plot with cool characters, with developing backstories that go from dark to funny to light to just a range of things that you're going to encounter in real life, because this is what this is. This is just a reflection of a real life medium. The fighting we get in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood really sets you up to expect and to get excited about what we get excited about, because when you think, we're just used to people getting punched in the face and that's what we all watch anime for, only watch anime for, that is not what we only watch anime for. But you can watch these fights and know why we enjoy watching these fights, because the action just compels the story to another level and engages you in ways that other mediums of art can't engage you in, because you can't get real action-packed feats like this just from your regular TV soap operas and novellas and things like that. And if you do get stuff like that, it has to be from blockbuster movies that are only an hour and a half long, and you're not going to get another one that good for a long time. Even if you get one kind of good, what do we really have other than anime to give you things in a package like this? Only anime and manga. So that's it. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's my recommended anime. If you haven't watched anime, or if you haven't watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood yet, do it. Trust me, you will appreciate this story. 10 out of 10. It's perfect. And I'm out.